Welcome to Blinds Abroad.
Welcome to another Blinds Abroad restaurant review, BARR. This week we have been to Pizza Punks. There's a few locations across the UK, Newcastle, Leeds, and many more. But we went to the Nottingham one,
Mhm.
and May has nothing to add at this point. We went for lunch,
We did.
and it's quite a big place, isn't it? The actual restaurant itself is pretty huge.
It is. When we walked in, I wasn't sure what to expect at all, but when we walked in, it was very open. I noticed there were a lot of windows at the front. I noticed it was a really, really big room with loads of tables, some customers around, but not a ton because it was still pretty quiet. And shall we tell them what happened when we went to the counter?
Oh yeah, when we basically walked in, the waiting staff was like, "Oh, uh, just had a look at your notes, made me laugh." I'm like, "Fair enough." And they're like, "Did you write the notes?" I'm like, "Yep." And then he took us to the table, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't look at your canes when we first walked in because I'd written in the notes on our reservation, two people are blind, may need help finding the table." But I don't know. Sometimes the canes just aren't super visible, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't see it. I think he felt really awkward,
Totally did.
but we were like, it's all right, it's okay. I was impressed though, because you were able to follow him. You didn't ask for a hand on the shoulder or anything, and I just tagged along.
It's a relatively straightforward line, and because of all the windows down the side, it's quite a bright restaurant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And when we sat at our table, you were facing the window, I was facing away, and the table was really large. There were a couple of paper menus and a stapled one, I think.
Mm.
Um,
Which I used to prop up the table, which was kind of wobbly.
yes. My chair was kind of wobbly too. But we're not talking about like aesthetic things, but I will say I did notice in the center of the table they had a little metal bucket with a pizza cutter, a couple of knives and forks and napkins for both of us. So that was kind of cool.
Mm. The actual restaurant itself's got like lights and stuff around the wall. There's
Hmm.
like little quotes from a couple of punk rock songs. There was one from Ever Fallen in Love by the Buzzcocks, and then this post-punk tune by Joy Division. Love will tear us apart. So that was the sort of aesthetic of it. I don't know why it's decided to go down the sort of punk rock route. But in terms of the pizza, you can have pretty much whatever you want, and it's great for people with allergens. That's pretty well one of the reasons we went there because you can get gluten-free bases, you can get vegan versions of everything,
Hmm.
a lot of plant-based toppings as well.
Yeah, it's
Um,
perfect.
so what did you have on yours?
So I decided to so I read on the menu before we went. I basically read the whole menu to see what was up. And like you said, you can get any kind of pizza you want. They have pre-made ones as well, but we decided to create our own. And so I ended up getting a gluten-free base, which I guess is they do all their crust sourdough from what I could tell. So it was gluten-free sourdough crust with like red marinara sauce. I decided to go with the vegan cheese just because I do have, as well as it's gluten-free, lactose-free as well, milk. And then for my toppings, I got pepperoni, sausage, pineapple, very controversial, olives, and ham. I decided to go with the meat lover's choice and less vegetables.
I went for something similar. I effectively had those toppings, but I also had peppers and onions on it as well. Oh, and I had buffalo chicken. But what I would say is, before we ordered, it did take a good 10 minutes for someone to come round and actually serve us, didn't it?
It did.
Before to get our drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And well, they took our drinks and food order at the same time. They asked us whether they want to order both, and I'm like, yes, we've had ample time. So I had a beer, you had a Coke, didn't you?
Yep. Well,
And
actually, it was Pepsi Max.
oh
We didn't have
yeah, sorry.
Coca-Cola. So.
And then, but even then, it was probably another 10 minutes, wasn't it, before our drinks came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really not the quickest service.
Mm-mm.
And the restaurant had started to fill up by this point, hadn't it?
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to be that many staff on.
Mm-mm.
So they were probably run pretty ragged, but I don't know. It wasn't. Service was slow. I mean,
Yeah.
the staff were nice and
Yeah.
everything, but it just was not particularly quick.
I was thinking, so you have 90 minutes to get in and get out, and I wasn't sure. I was like, are we going to make our reservation time, or are we not going to be able to eat our food? But we ended up being able to do that.
I would say it was at least half an hour before we got our
I
food from
think
walking in.
so. Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's pizza, isn't it? It's only got to be in the oven for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that,
If
you've got
that.
proper, yeah, they've got
Yeah.
proper pizza ovens, even less. Sprinkle on the toppings, away you go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And what was your pizza like when it came out?
Well, I mean, after the drinks, was it probably another 10 minutes
I think so.
before the pizzas came out? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know.
Just chatting amongst ourselves, which is not a problem for us, but
Mm. Yeah, I said like I was bored. That wasn't the case. No, the pizza was okay.
mm-hmm.
Mine didn't come out particularly like piping hot.
Yeah.
It came out, it was
Mine
sort
was lukewarm.
of, same. And maybe here's the thing, I didn't know at first whether they'd just not put it in the oven for long enough and they were just trying to get things out real quick. Because the base was a bit floppy, which, all right, fine, get that on some pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But one part of the crust also seemed a tad burnt. So I'm like, I don't know. What maybe they I don't know. It was okay. The toppings were nice. The pizza itself was fine. It was all right.
Mine was fine. I say fine loosely. So I'm missing the texture of just like a fluffy pizza crust. I haven't found a pizza crust that's super fluffy, and maybe that's a gluten-free thing. So I was missing that, but then I also noticed that some of the cheese was not melted, so it was almost like still shredded. And that was it was a texture thing. It was more like, ew, this doesn't taste super great. But I still ate it because I was really hungry. So I ate all the toppings and then just left a little bit of the crust.
Yeah, I mean, just overall, I was saying to you, like, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Would I go back? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I have been there. I've been to that one once before, and I've been to the one in Leeds before, and both times they're actually really good, which is why I was sort of hoping this would be, but it was just,
It was okay.
it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of just average, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't be shouting out recommendations for people to go,
Yeah.
but I
Which is
guess
unfortunate because it's a cool vibe and I could see all the red quotes on the walls and it seemed to be nice. There were some families there. I noticed there was a woman next to us who was just by herself and then just like other just groups of people there. So
and they do bottomless brunch as well, if that's
mm-hmm.
your thing. I don't know what it's like. I've never done one there, but yeah. As far as it for like disabled people, like I say, it's pretty bright and airy for
Mm-hmm.
someone like myself who's, that makes life a little bit easier from a sort of visual impairment side of things. I mean, I imagine you'd get a wheelchair in and
Yeah.
out of the tables quite a lot. It was fairly straight access to the tables, and you can always remove one of the seats and just have your wheelchair there if you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It was just overall, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably a tad expensive for the fineness of it. Do you know what I mean? If it was a
Yeah.
good pizza stuff, I would have been like, yeah, great. But yeah, what would you give it out of 10?
I would say probably a 6.
Mm, I'd only give it a 5. Pizza was fine. I mean, like I say, the staff were nice. It's just the service was slow,
Mm-hmm.
and the pizza was just bang average. So
Maybe 5.5 for me.
you've just knocked it
That
down
just
a
low,
half.
yeah.
Okay. But there it is. That's Pizza Punk's Blinds Abroad review. If there's anywhere that you've been recently that you want to tell us about or that we should check out, hit us up in the comments and we'll give it a go.
Thanks for watching and listening to Blinds Abroad.
You can follow us on socials and YouTube at Blinds Abroad or email us at blindsabroad@gmail.com.
Join our community. Remember to like and subscribe.